So for homework number 5, question 11, they're asking us to find the derivative of this function. And the function that they've given us is f of x equals the quantity x plus 1 times the quantity 3x squared minus 7x plus 10. And so I see that we've got technically two different functions here. I've got x's over here, I've got x's in these parentheses. I'm going to need to use the product rule. So the product rule tells us that we need the first function, so just the first function, times the derivative of the second function. So just plug in the first function, take the derivative of the second function, plug it in here, plus the second function times the derivative of the first. Okay, so that's our product rule. It looks a little sloppy to me, but I think you can follow along. I've been making a lot of these videos today. So, all right, we need then to find f prime of x, the derivative. So we're just going to plug things in like it says. So the first, that's going to be x plus 1. The derivative of the second. So we need to use our power rule. We're going to bring the 2 down. 2 times 3 is going to be 6. And we're going to subtract 1 from the exponent. So that's just going to be 6x to the first power, which is the same as 6x. Same thing, power rule here is going to leave us with a 7. And the constant rule is going to get rid of that 10 altogether. So that's all we have here. Plus, well, now we need to write out the whole second function. That's 3x squared minus 7x plus 10, and multiply it times the derivative of the first. Well, we just have an x here. What's the derivative of x? That's 1. And what's the derivative of a constant? Well, the constant rule says that's 0, so we're just multiplying by 1. To be absolutely honest with you, you can enter this exact information, well, not this exact, the information that you come up with at this step, because your numbers might be different. You can enter what you come up with as this step into WebAssign, and you should be absolutely fine. If you want to FOIL things out, you can. So if you've entered this and you've gotten your correct answer, you can stop right there. If you want to see what it looks like neater, stick around for another second or two, and we'll simplify things here. So f prime of x, we're going to do a little FOILing. So x times 6x is going to give me 6x squared. First outer, that's going to give me negative 7x. This one's going to give me plus 6x, and this is going to give me a minus 7. If I multiply these two together, that 1 just kind of comes out in the wash. So now it's plus 3x squared minus 7x plus 10, and that, oops, got my equal sign, that equals, let's see, we've got a 6x squared, forgot my x, 6x squared plus 3x is 9x squared. So those are taken care of. Now our x is negative 7x plus 6x is going to be negative 1x minus 7x will be negative 8x. So that's all of those terms. And then 10 minus 7 is going to be a positive 3. And so that gives us 9x squared minus 8x plus 3. So you had the option to just enter what we had before, but if you want to simplify, and I know some of you do, you can just do the algebra and come up with that answer. And that answer is also absolutely acceptable in WebAssign. If you've got any questions, shoot me an email.